Hey everybody, welcome to FTL. So it's been a little while since I did any recording, but I've basically just been getting my life together and make sure I have some monetary income. For those of you who don't know, that just means I'm getting money now. Anyways, I bought this game pretty recently, as it just came out, and I am letting the music go. Let me turn down the music volume though, and the sound volume. Here we go. Just so that you guys can hear me well. Anyways, FTL is basically a game that came out very recently, and I really enjoy it. I've played it a little bit. However, it's also a good game for ranting in a way, because it's a very peaceful game, despite how hectic it can sometimes get. So let's start this off with a new game. I have played this a little bit, and I will show you guys all the ships I have so far. But let's start off with this one, and it is called the Kestrel. The Kestrel is your basic ship, and I love what they've done with this. They've made a good basic starting ship. It's very well balanced and very useful against most types of ship. However, we shall name it a name that I will probably misspell. Oh yes, because I foresee fire in our nearby future. Hopefully though we can pull it out. So most ships start with, of course, 3 crewmen. This one, this one, and this one, and they are completely randomized. Well, not completely. The race stays based on the ship that you pick. However, the character animation for at least the humans is randomized along with the names. I have actually gotten a character named Notch, because he supposedly gave some money to this game. And then we shall talk about the different types of weapons that we have. So far, we only have a Burst Laser 2 and Artemis missiles. The Burst Laser 2 fires 3 shots, damage +1, fire chance is very low, and it requires 2 power. Power is generated based completely randomly, I guess. Well, not randomly, just based on the ship again. Everything is based on what ship you choose at the start. That's what you get at first, and along with some augmentations, it's just based on the ship that you pick at the start. Everything is available to you though. So that's Burst Laser Mark II, very good against shields actually, because it can penetrate through most 2-layer shields. Anything higher than that though, I'll have to launch this, and that's an Artemis missile. They pass clear through a shield and will actually damage subsystems so long as there is nothing to block it, like a drone. Also, it deals hull damage. It's a very good weapon to start out with, which is why I like the Kestrel. It gives you a good balance and good options. Most subsystems, however, at the moment are very low. The piloting is level 1, door system level 1, sensors level 1, medbay is level 1, no 2, shields are level 2. But that's just because you need 2 shield bars in order to get an actual shield. Engines are at 2, however you will notice when I start out, only 1 will be powered. I'll talk about that in a moment. And weapon control, we have 3 bars to use. So when I activate a weapon, it will use a bar or 2, such as in the case of the Burst Laser. Burst Laser takes 2 power, but the Artemis missile takes 1. However, instead of using power, for the most part, they use missiles. I'll show you guys that in a moment. So we can hide the rooms for a minute, and you can get a good look at the Kestrel. So that's what it looks like. And this is the inside. As you can see, everything has a room that everybody's supposed to go to. And that's about it. Let's start this off. I've been playing on easy for the most part, just because this game is a little bit hard, but it's a good way to rant. So let's start this off. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing Rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: fuel. Every jump consumes 1 unit of fuel, so keep an eye on your reserves. Buy fuel at stores to avoid being left stranded. And there is actually a stranded sort of mechanism in the game. So let's talk a little bit. I paused it by hitting space. You can do this in any system. Now what I'm going to do is actually send this unit, Felicity, to the shields. Turing, you are going to the weapons, my friend. Fire at will. I'm also setting up the Burst Laser early. This means I don't have to waste time clicking it when I'm getting into combat. Pomeroy is going to man the engine room, or not the engine room, the piloting station, and we need a pilot to actually jump, so that's very useful. I don't send anybody to the engine room as a start, just because I enjoy firing a little bit more, and I'm very much confident I'm going to be able to knock anybody else out before they get any good shots off. So right now we are in a nebula, and nebulas knock out my sensors, which is why most of these rooms are black. But if I move somebody through the rooms, it will light up and I can see what's inside. This is very dangerous when you have intruders on board, because the only thing that you'll have to indicate an enemy is there is that they will be either attacking the subsystem in that room or the doors. So let's talk a little bit more about what you see in the UI. First of all, weapons is down here. These are all your subsystems and all that. Well, these are your main systems. These actually cost power. These don't cost power, and these are your subsystems. They have their own power, and you can upgrade them to have different abilities. However, sensors will never be able to penetrate the nebula, most likely just because of the ionic quality of the nebula that wrecks the sensors. Doors, however, can be opened at any time. See? I open the door, I close the door. Open, close. You get the idea. And if I open this door, which I won't, all the oxygen in that room will flood out. So we get to see a test of Mitt Romney's idea about opening a window on an airplane. Same idea, in general. I can also open all doors, which is a very bad idea. I never really do that unless it's in an absolute emergency. Or close all doors, which is somewhat useful for just quickly closing all the doors that you have open to remove fires and stuff. Your ship can be set on fire, by the way. Second of all, is in the top left corner here. You've obviously got all 3 units that you have, and if you hover over them, it shows their abilities. And over time, manning each of these stations or doing each of these actions increases their abilities. It's easy to get the weapons person up to full, just because he's usually firing in any combat. The shield, though, it gains experience based on whether or not the shield is taking damage, which sometimes is hard to really do, but you know, at least not without risking the ship in some way. Alright, next up is evade and oxygen. Pretty obvious, oxygen levels, evasion chance. Shields, my favorite thing, because they take so much, they are so useful. Since they recharge, it's like having basically another layer of health before your hull takes damage. If your hull integrity drops to 0, you are gone, unfortunately. Amount of fuel, each jump consumes 1 fuel, obviously. We heard about that in the tip. And then there are the number of missiles. Some weapons consume 1, you know, like say bombs, and I'll talk about those if we spot any. But this is mainly going to be a rant sort of thing. If you don't want that, well, I'm going to give you a bit of a tutorial, and you're going to see what some of the combat action is going to be like, and I will read off some of the little display tips. After a while, though, it kind of gets monotonous, and I just sort of skip through them. Number of drone parts. Drones can be very interesting because they are very, very versatile. However, the Kestrel does not come with a drone control station, so I can't control any drones right now. If I find drone parts, I will most likely trade them if I get the opportunity, or just leave them sitting there. They don't take up any space. And the final thing here is called scrap. Now, current scrap total is obviously 10. On easy, you start out with a higher number just to get things rolling. However, if I go to the ship, you will notice that I can upgrade all of my systems. So I can upgrade the amount of power I have, meaning that if I upgrade it once, I will have enough power to fully man the engines, along with the Artemis missile. So I'll have everything running at once. Here's the other thing, though. I can upgrade my med bay, and then power that, and then to get a healing boost whenever they're in the med bay. You see what this sort of does, right? Each one has a bit of a bonus applied to it. Upgrading the oxygen increases the amount of refill it gets, increasing the engines, increases the dodge chance. So right now it's at 5, and the speed that it recharges the FTL, which is very important in some cases. You will want to run if you are in danger. Do not risk the ship. And then this one, at every 2 upgrades you get a shield bar, at least for the Kestrel. I'm not sure if there's any ships that get it for free. And then for subsystems, this one I like. Upgrading the piloting allows me to get automatically some evasion when the pilot's not there, and it's very useful for fighting fires and stuff like that, because it means that you can still engage in combat at least halfway decent. Sensors reveal more information, and there are some little blue things, which I'll show you if I get a chance, that are interacted with the sensors. For instance, in this nebula here, if there was a ship, and I tried to follow it, I could boost the sensors, and that's a blue action, and that means I succeed no matter what. And there's also the door systems, and door systems mean that if the door starts taking damage, I can immediately just sort of, well, it depends on which door type. The blast doors level up, they are hard to kill. However, if they get into this center here, it won't matter because they'll just wreck it, and the doors will downgrade based on that. You don't have to buy an upgrade again, but you do have to repair that in order to get the function again. So let's get this started with a quick jump to another system. This is the system map, and you will see all sorts of kind of things here. This here shows that there's a nebula here, and going into a nebula slows the pursuit, but you do not have sensors in that area, and that can be kind of risky. Depending on what you don't see on your ship, like I said, if there's an invader, you are in trouble. Anyways, let's get started off with going to this unvisited location. I should be able to jump down here or down here. Otherwise, I'll just make a jump here and then jump there. So that's a little animation for jumping. And here we go. You are immediately contacted by a settlement. Hello, travelers. Your ship seems to be outfitted for combat. Care to take up a bit of mercenary work? Let's listen to their offer and see what they do. Some of our friends have taken to piracy in the recent chaos of the war. We'd like you to convince them of their poor decision by severely damaging their ship. We'll pay you well as long as you don't kill them all. Okay. I'll accept that one. Just be sure not to blow them up, they say nervously as they direct you to a nearby moon. You find the pirate ship docked there. They immediately respond to your appearance with, your money or your life. They must be new to this. So, right away, since it's paused right now, I'll take a moment. You can see the enemy ship over here, and it's a rock scout. The relationship is hostile, and these are very, very easy to take out. I can take out the weapon systems right off the bat, and I think I'll do that. So let's charge up the burst laser and target that, and I'll set it to auto fire. So once the burst laser is fully charged, I shall fire a shot, 3 shots actually, and penetrate through their systems. However, they did manage to get a shot off, and they did manage to hit my engine room. So I'm going to send over the shield, the Felicity, to get that repaired. That's going to take some time. However, we just knocked out their weapon systems, and they'll have to repair those in order to start firing at us again. Even with that one-shot laser, they aren't going to do much damage, which is very useful, and we only took 1 whole point of damage. Now their shields are down. Next up, I'm going to aim for the weapon system again, and make sure they don't get their weapons back online. The engine's repaired. Let's head back over to the shield room. Alright. And here's where they say, you win, we're not cut out for this. And we shall let them live and then return to the settlement. I'm a nice guy. The pirates dissuaded from their career path. You return to the settlement. Thank you, they returned to us before you did. I don't think we'll need this anymore. And they sent us over a firebomb. Ooh. So let's go to the equipment screen. Firebomb. Self-teleporting explosive designed to damage crew members and light fires. Can target your own ship. I don't know why you'd want to set your own ship on fire. Anyways, this is a very useful item, for me at least, because it means I can blow through shields and drones and immediately target a subsystem. The fire will damage it over time and knock it out. So it's a very useful item in certain situations, especially against the final boss. I don't know if we're going to reach him, because every once in a while I kind of die, but, you know, that's part of the game. You arrive in a sector and are greeted by a science vessel waiting by the beacon. They hail you. We find ourselves low on fuel and we have a pop position. I don't really use drone parts, so I'm going to reject their offer. No consequences for that, except for that I don't get the money, but that's about it. Well, not money, the drones. Oh, shit. So this is an asteroid field. Every once in a while, an asteroid will attack my shield. Same thing with theirs. But it seems they have a missile and lasers. This could be very bad. Well, it'll do a lot of damage to my ship, and I don't want to waste that much scrap. Fortunately, though, it appears that I have a good chance of hitting them right now. So I shall also upgrade something. Oh, crap. Damn it. Not now, not now, not now. Not now, not now. Fix the O2 system, come on. No, no, miss. Oh, okay, it didn't hit subsystem. It'll be a lousy shoutcaster. Oh, come on. They already got it back up. Okay, that's up and running. That's up and running. Yes. Bye-bye. Alright, so we got some scrap, some drone parts, and some fuel. That happens every time that we win a battle. Now, we're in danger right now, so I can't upgrade the ship like I want to. But we shall head to the store instead, which is up here. Except that there's distress down here. I'm sure we'll have time to stop by that store and buy some fuel. Oh. Give them some fuel. And some scrap as payment. See? Sometimes it's good to help out people. Because I now have 62 scrap, and I will sometimes break 100. An unidentified ship is badly damaged and still being assaulted by a space pirate. The victim begins a distress message until the pirate cuts in and offers to split the bounty if you sit tight. No, we shall attack.